Buddy, everybody meaning more than just you, Savannah. Everybody watching. I know there's only two people in this room, so didn't want to sound weird. Everybody else, hello. Welcome to Ops Experts Club. Very excited to be here again with you all, hanging out, looking at some stuff. Savannah, are you also excited to be here?
I am so excited to be here. Also, even if no one is watching, there is a cat somewhere behind me. So everyone or you all also works for that.
There's a cat in front of me, so I guess we officially have a quorum,
All right.
so we're safe. Well, last week was a fun week that I missed. You guys got to enjoy a fun conversation with Miss Shelley Khalil of Pedro Deo, 100X 828 Media. Crush it with challenges. One man, many ventures,
Yep.
as it goes. That was a fun conversation you all had. I got the recording, so at least I had one other view. It was fun. It was very powerful. It was nice seeing you guys interact.
Yeah, it was really fun getting to see her. That was the first time that I've seen her, I think, since she left for maternity leave. So, and her boys just they just turned a year or they're about to turn a year old. So it'd been a minute. So it was awesome getting to like catch up and see her face and feel her energy. And it was a good
Yeah,
time.
you guys had some fun conversations. It's great hearing backstories, of course, with people. It's fun seeing people rise up from within. I'm reading this book, Good to Great, about what makes companies great. And one of the most popular things is all of the leaders get promoted from within the company, not from outside the company. And like that really leads to great companies. And this is just another example of that. A lot of the people we've talked to have risen from within, from below, gaining upward momentum, and then just working from there because they have the heart and the commitment and the culture in them already. And so you can like teach other things to them if they already have that in. So it was a fun to see her succession in that as well.
Yeah, they just kept rising to every single challenge that they were presented and just like rolled with it. And I feel like that's kind of the fun thing with collab is that I feel like that's pretty much like all of the, all these startups that we get to work with. Like you said, it's that similar theme that they have a vision and a roadblock comes up, and rather than being like, well, I'm not equipped to do that, they're just like, how can I do that? Let's figure it out. And they drive themselves a little bit crazy and then figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Yeah.
eventually hire the collab team because it's not realistic for one person to do everything.
Yes. And she also brought up, grit, like you said, roadblocks. It's not about stopping, it's about moving through them. And sometimes it's about doing the best you can. She opened a Google Sheet and decided this is better than nothing. And that's a perfect start because she knew it. She built a system that she knew how to manage using what she knew. And that got them to the next point. And then they hired the collab team. We're like, it's incredible you did it this far. You got this far as what you got, but let's get you to the next point and we'll introduce new systems for you. That's going to make this even better. So it's just fun to see hitting that roadblock. And then you're just pulling whatever you got. Like, okay, I can do Google Sheets. Let's just do Google Sheets. That's fine with me.
That's actually a great point too, because I feel like a main question that we get all the time is people get excited about software, and I get excited about software too. But people are like, "What's the shiniest thing that I can do to do this thing?" And sometimes the best answer is like, "What could you use tomorrow? Like,
Mhm.
what could you start using now so that we could, do it?" And then obviously, like everyone needs to upgrade eventually and like be thinking about the future. But sometimes if you have a challenge in a week or you're doing like big scaling, sometimes something that you can implement quickly might be, at least for now, the best answer for what your business is doing.
Mhm. Yeah, and even take that to your team. It's like, right, team, what can you guys do? Like, this is, we know we can spend months upgrading and changing our business methods to get to there in the future. But what can we all do right now? What are your skills? What do you know how to do? That can at least get us one step closer in this season that we need it tomorrow,
Yep.
not 3 months.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's great. And Google Sheets, everyone's still using it. We still use it. Everybody use it. I haven't met a person not using it.
it integrates with everything. So, why not use it? It's free. Why not use it?
Yeah, it is. I love that. Yeah, fun to hear where she's at now with the company. It's like when Pedro started, maybe all he needed was an executive assistant, an EA, an admin, whatever it was. And then he wanted to do events. Okay, now he needs an event planner. And then he was making more sales and he needed to hire a team. Okay, now he needs an operations director to manage the people that's doing all these other things. And it's like as he grew, Shelly was just like boop, 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 boop. Just grew with
Yeah,
him.
her resume from that one job is actually like a six job resume.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, and she's tough. Like she just does it, and she's very no nonsense about it, and she'll get it done. And I feel like she's also pretty good at like communicating. And now we talked about that in the interview as well, that she's good at communicating when she doesn't think that something's going to work. And I think that's something to really appreciate too, especially with a visionary that is as driven as Pedro is. He can be kind of hard to rein in and tell him that something's not going to work out. And so yeah, she'll be really upfront and honest about it if something's not ideal. And that's when someone is just starting out and they're learning how to do all these things, I feel like because we might not feel like we're in an authoritative position, like you're afraid to tell the visionary no. So I super appreciate that about working with her.
Yeah. And sometimes depending on the setup, visionary has ultimate say. It's like you can say no, but they might say, well, that's okay.
That's nice. Thank you.
Yeah. So it all depends.
Yeah.
I mean, you wouldn't have a job without them anyways, so there's a little bit of grace there.
Yeah. Definitely. But it is nice to find someone who's willing to still voice it, even if they're told no to their no. Like it's good to keep like saying no if you feel like, unless it just turns out, I guess, that it's not a good fit. That's a whole other conversation. But
Yeah. Well, speaking of organizational tools necessary to help you out once you reach a certain level, let me ask you a question, Savannah. Have you ever been working with somebody and they're trying to describe to you what they're doing? They're like, all right, we want to launch this product and we need to send these emails. We need to send it at this time, but it went to this group. And then after that, if they open it, whether or not they open it, they get this email or they get this email. And then it goes to that group. And then you're like, you understand it in the meeting, but at the end of the call, you're just like, everything left your mind. And you're like, what were they talking about?
All the time.
What
all the time. Just have to record my meetings and then just, taking like janky notes and yeah.
Well, I think you will enjoy this. Visual funnel builder tools. So like visually putting into place what you're talking about, what's going where, you're drawing your arrows. Everybody knows I hate Lucidchart, but Lucidchart's fine. I just hate working with Lucidchart. That's going to be one of the things we're bringing up. We're talking about Whimsical, Miro, 3 different options, and a couple of examples that I've been sent that people use that really put what you're saying into visual so that you can then hand that out to everybody. You can give it to the copywriter. So the copywriter knows not just what email they need to write, but where in the sequence they're getting this email. So it's like, oh, okay, so they were started here and they went here and then they went here and then they went here. Now they're getting this email that helps me clarify where they are in the journey. You can give it to the tech team. So they set up the automations to make sure this triggers that, but not that. You can give it to the customer support team to make sure they've got the right links, they've got the language, they've got the emails, and it just puts everybody on the same page.
I love the sound of that.
Let's take a look. All right, screen sharing. Is it there yet?
Yep, I see it.
There it is. This is Lucidchart. We'll start with that one. This is a pretty fun one. This is just talking about something we're actually in the middle of this week. We're talking about a challenge. I'm not going to zoom in too far, but it's just listing out your days of the challenge, and then what's going to happen on each day, and then from there, like, where's everybody going? What are the paths? And then who's owning that path? So this model was built out for our team to know who's managing which step of the process that we're sending people to. And so you can create this, you can send it to somebody for approval. Then you send it out to your team, be like, okay, this is your role. This is who you're dealing with. This is where they came from. This is where they can go after that. Pretty fun one. You use Lucidchart?
I have been presented Lucidcharts. I have this Lucidchart saved in my email right now. So I haven't really built a lot in Lucidchart because it intimidates me a little bit, but it's just because I haven't played with it before. But what I love about this is like I feel like in the virtual world we do so much by email and everything, and so much of what we do is driven by lists. And lists are fine, lists are nice, but if you are just trying to do something at a glance and you're trying to like understand where others fit in the role, lists are not ideal for that. Like I feel like there's a lot of information that can get lost in a list. Lost in a list. And so I feel like this kind of like the context that having the visual provides is so much easier to just like quickly, you know, get what you need and understand exactly where you're at.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's fun. I like it too. My only issue is I can be a bit of a perfectionist when I'm doing these. So like I spend too much time making everything the same size, dragging the arrows, making sure it's all cleaned up, making it symmetrical. And then I just get really frustrated. So you just need a little bit of grace when you're building them and a non-perfectionist attitude.
Is there a way like you can like it looks like you have a way to like arrange the boxes so they're all like along the same line and stuff, right?
Yeah, it'll give you grid line snaps.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's like at least you know it's in line. But you know, I mean, this one, it's I can tell right now this one's off from this one and then off from this one. And
So it's just it's too much.
I'd
Maybe
spend
if
too
you
much time
didn't
on
have
that.
the grid line behind it. That would probably help.
Oh yeah, I'm sure that's a view.
Because I know that
Sure, like
when I
that.
see the grid line behind, it makes me feel like it's not done. So just personal, you know, when I'm in Illustrator and I have the grid showing, it's because I'm trying to line things up. So then if I want to actually see it, I take the grids away. So did that help? Did that help you at all?
That helps me.
Okay.
That's a small win. So yeah, Lucidchart. Been using them for a while. It's the one I know the most. They do have a great free version.
He is good.
So that, you know, I don't have a paid account, but I could come in here because it's been shared to me. Somebody else owns it. I can make some comments and updates. I can create a couple of my own documents, 3 editable, 60 shapes, 100 templates before paying.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty good.
And as long as it's like a one-time document, you can just then download it and delete it from here and do a new one. But if it's something you want to come back to all the time, like an org chart that you're constantly going to be making updates to, you don't want to delete those.
$8 a month isn't crazy either. That's not
No,
too bad.
no, not at all. Well, there's Lucidchart and another cool one here called Miro. Maybe it could also be called Miro. I've never heard it spoken. So
I wonder if it what like I'm sure it has some kind of like Latin context to something, some kind of reference. I'll have to look it up.
mirror your mind. So once again, visual platforms to connect, collaborate, and create together. So what's the point of a visual board if you can't also collaborate together with it? That's what I love about these, like that cool tool we looked at a couple weeks ago. What was that called? The web page
Markup.
markup. Yeah, markup's only cool if other people can collaborate on it.
It looks like they have like a what's that called? Is that a Gantt chart? Like the time.
Yeah, that's what that looks like.
Interesting.
I'm not sure if that's charting comments or maybe it is dates.
Yeah, it looks like there's like statuses on it.
Go to
Sorry, I
product
complicated
management.
it.
Ooh.
Integrations. So it looks like you can do a lot of different kind of charting, which maybe you could do on Lucidchart too, but since that's not the way that we typically use it.
Yeah. Very nice. We can take a look at one here. This is one built. Savannah, what's your favorite part?
The shadowed, I love that it's like animated. I like things that feel like paper, even though they're digital.
It looks like a sticky note. So yeah, this is a great way to just showcase, this is saying, hey, this is what's automated, needs team's assistance. So like, what are the manual process to fulfillment? Where's the handoff taking place to something else? What are the promotions when you do the emails, the posts, and then the webinar date. When does it go live? Webinar checkout page. So this is just a cool way to plan your launch. It gives you a bit more space than a Lucidchart. Lucidchart tends to fit into like pages. So
Okay.
then it can be printed out or PDF'd. This gives you a lot more free form area to just move around.
And like Lucidchart, can you just like share it and then people can come in and comment without?
Yeah, so right now I'm on a comment only. So I'm a
Okay.
commenter
Cool.
without even logging in.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
That super simplifies it. Because as soon as you make someone have to like create a login in order to do the thing, like they're probably not going to do the thing that you're asking them to do.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah.
I can
Got
also
another
see,
one here.
oh, sorry.
Oh, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say I could see this being super useful too for like teams like that we work with that are just growing really fast and they're having to bring on a lot of team at once. Like this could be such a fast onboarding situation where it's like, hey team, like I would love for us to give you the full welcome, but we have to do that next week because we have a challenge starting tomorrow. So here's what we're working on and here's what we need help with. And like I feel like you could get like a really fast download of like what's going on and what you need by just sharing something like this.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I know it's a really great way to put people on the same page without emails or meetings. I mean, this one's a bit more bigger. It's just describing different lead source, lead magnets, where they go, what kind of sequences they run to, and then what product is perched or pitched at each one. So I really like this board. We have another one. Whoa, that's the same one. So
Whoa.
Miro, pretty cool. I like it. Also have a free plan, 3 edible boards as well. It was Lucidchart. Same cost, 5 cents more if you're counting. Entered apps and integrations. Oof.
Yeah, I really like this one. I feel like
Mhm.
because I'm also just thinking through like because I'm a visual person in general and then we're working so much with SOPs and so I'm feeling I like even like looking at this at like a smaller scale, like the examples that we just looked at are awesome, like big scale, like big projects, but I feel like even for like for example like a refund SOP, like there's so many like if then
Mhm.
situations. So it's not like SOPs for a refund policy are always super long. And then you have to shoot a loom and the loom is like 15 minutes long because it's like,
Yeah.
well, if the customer says this, when you offer this, then you escalate to this person to do this. And I feel like having something like this for something as small as that, then someone could just be like, oh, this happened. And then just like, there you go.
Yeah, you're right. It's really hard to write out those if-thens into like a document or an SOP.
Ends up being like a complete operations manual, which is obnoxious. And then no one wants to follow it because then it's like reference page 4, item, 17. So
To build your own mystery book at that point.
basically, the customer's choosing their adventure.
This one right here is pretty key. I feel like we're in the age where anytime we are looking for a new app, this is one of the most popular places you go. What do they integrate with? That's the winner these days. Apps are getting very niched down, so it's not like one app to rule them all. It's like 10 apps to rule them all, but only if they connect together.
Yes.
So I really like that. And of course, at the end of this, it's like, what do we recommend? And it's like, this is really the big question based on what I recommend to people. It's like, what are you currently using and what integrates with it? Because you'll get a lot of options out here. These are 3 options you could use, but do they work with what you already use? That's the big question.
Yeah.
Because nobody has an API builder on standby.
No, I'm trying to learn it, but it's a really intimidating thing. And then part of it is like, do you want to invest in learning API, or is it all going to eventually integrate together with, like Zapier and stuff,
Yeah.
So
Yeah. All right, got another one for you, Savannah. This one's got a fun name.
Ooh,
Whimsical.
I like a little whimsy. Well, I guess they're bringing visual whimsy to a dry operational world. So nice.
Yeah, I really like this website. I like the way it looks. It showcases the product right here, and it's got a grid line.
Dotted grid. That is some people's strong preference to dotted grid when you're buying like the graphing sketchbooks and stuff.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
You got to figure out if you're a dotter or you're a liner.
I thought you said daughter, like a son and a daughter. I don't know how that
Figure it out.
Figured it out. And it's got new AI for mind maps. Don't know what that is.
With speed. Oh, okay. It's just like a little bit less visual, I guess.
No, we'd have to watch the video, but we don't have time for that.
Everyone, if you're super interested, go watch the video. It's right on their homepage.
Oh, it's different. AI for mind maps.
Oh.
Generate new ideas instantly. Get informed fast. Level up your workflow.
So I wonder if like you're giving the AI an idea and then it like does the brainstorming for you.
Yeah. I didn't even know that was a word. You
Use
see
our
that word?
brains.
You see
Ideate.
ideate.
Wow.
Is that the action of ideaing?
It must be. Yeah, you're generating ideas. You're ideating.
That is great.
Wow.
I'll have to share that with Aaron. He loves my new words.
He'll be stoked.
All right, here's how it looks though. Very similar. Kind of a combo of Lucidchart and Miro. Boxes, no shadows shading for you though. So they look more like 2D boxes. And yeah, just some more arrows and boxes with words in them. Just your standard visual, what do we call these?
Mind
Visual
map?
collaboration tools,
Yes.
diagramming, whiteboarding. Whimsical. Yeah, I like this one. It's kind of pleasing to me. It's very pleasing looking.
Yeah, it's very organized.
Yeah.
I feel like I like the Miro one better, but it might just be because they got that shadowy post-it note for me.
And I can't comment on this.
Oh.
Yeah. So this one I could comment.
That's interesting.
Unless maybe that's a share feature of this specific one. Maybe they turn commenting off, but I'm just letting you know, not comment. I couldn't copy.
Oh, copy as an image. Oh,
No, that's cool.
copy link to board position.
Oh, so I can link to this board position. Or this board position. This board position. Like in a Google Sheet, you could link to text or link to cell. That's nice.
Interesting.
Yeah, so this one's pretty fun. Go ahead and check out some pricing. Similar.
A little pricier, but not crazy.
Limited members and limited guests. So I guess you can have free guests. Maybe you have to be invited to comment.
Maybe. It's interesting that they don't tell you how many boards you get. They just say limited.
Yeah, you only get a limited to get started. So who knows when they take that away.
Get limited or unlimited. That's just
yeah. So that's cool. Do you have a favorite so far?
I like Miro. I think that I'm gonna like probably sign up for the free version of Miro today and play around and
Nice.
my like to-do list. I might nerd out my vacation plans and be
Oh,
like, hey, we're gonna start out our vacation because we're going to Disneyland next week. So it's like we're gonna try and go to Carnation Cafe, but if we can't go to Carnation Cafe, then we can go here. Yeah.
that's a good idea, actually, because you don't want to waste time at Disneyland.
Nope. No.
You need
But
backup.
also though, I'm gonna have the 3-year-old and 1-year-old. So I feel like any mind mapping that I do.
Yeah, is one tantrum away from being thrown out the window.
Yeah. I mean, I'll say like, do you want like polka dots or do you want stripes? And they'll be like, I want stars. And it's like, well, stars isn't an option. And then it's over. Might have been a conversation about socks I had this morning.
Yeah, I mean, you need to get Travis some star socks. I think that's the moral of that conversation.
That actually, yeah, I'll tell Aaron. Aaron will love to get his hunk of burn and love some star socks.
Yeah, I think I really like Miro too. I think just brief glances. If somebody asked me to look at these 3 in 10 minutes, I'd say Miro's pretty cool.
Yeah, whimsical. I felt like it. There's something, and it's probably just because of the choices that person made for that board, but it still was like very like listy to me. So it was very organized, but it was still like I feel like I would need to like get into it to figure out what's going on. Versus Miro was like it was so easy to just kind of pick apart.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And you know what they say now? That's a cool tool.
That's a cool tool.
Right here, Miro. Anybody who's interested, we take 0 affiliate cuts.
Correct. Especially because, we ourselves are usually using the free versions of things, but that's okay because some of those free things do really well. So,
Yeah. And they're free for a reason. They get you hooked and they really know their limits. They get you to teeter right on the limit because they know that's like the tipping point. They
Loom
know.
is just about to have me. Like I 3 times a week I go and I just look at the pricing structure of Loom. I'm like, should I just do it? Like, no, I'm just going to keep downloading them and saving them to my drive. But now I'm at 85% full on my Google Drive. So I really need to make a decision.
So now you really need to calculate the time you're spending trying not to pay for Loom and determine. Because that's one of the only things I pay for.
Is Loom.
Yeah.
It does take a stupid amount of time because then by the time you download the video, well, it's not available to download right away. You have to give it a minute to load and then you download it. And then you have to drag it onto the thing and then you have to wait for it to load before the person you share it with can watch it. So it's
Yeah. Yep. So anybody listening, it's a great tip. You're trying not to pay for something that might only be $10, $12 a month. Just determine how much it's saving you, how much time you're spending, figuring this out.
Don't step over $1 to pick up a dime. That's what I do.
There you go. Oh, I need some of that country living tips.
Is that another like make hay phrase?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, the sun is shining today, so I'm going to continue making hay. Savannah, thanks for looking at these organizational collaboration platforms to share with our listeners. We love cool tools. So many out there.
So many. It was awesome. I'm gonna go download Miro right now. Well, not download. I'm gonna sign up.
Awesome. Have fun. We'll see you later. Bye.